Are there differences between joy versus happiness? Let's unpack that today. What's up, everyone? It's Johnny here with Tell a Friend. Man, thank you so much for joining us on these Message Mondays. Man, we really appreciate you guys. So I was thinking about that joy, happiness versus joy. And oftentimes we use these two words interchangeably, right? But these words they don't really intersect hardly at all when you really look at the root of them, right? Let me explain, right? Happiness is based on external circumstances. Like you're talking to a friend, you eat some food that makes you happy. These are external situations or circumstances that bring you happiness, right? But joy, on the other hand, joy is rooted deep down inside of you where perspective and love lives, right? This is what holds those lasting relationships. This is where joy resides and relationships really truly reside. So that's why they're totally different, right? Happiness versus joy. So where'd I get this thought for you guys today, right? So the other day I was talking to a friend, not just me, but my wife and I were talking to this couple friend of ours, right? And during the conversation, you would not have, this is the truth, you would not have known that they were having anything going on in their life, that any kind of negativity, right? And we had spoke for maybe an hour, maybe even longer, right? It kind of coming to the end of our conversation. And somehow we pressed them and said, hey, how's your family? Or I don't remember exactly what the conversation was, but hey, we asked about their health or something. And they both of them started sharing how their health was, which was not very good. Their family, there were some situations that was just not very good. And I was looking at them and they just had such a positive outlook on life. They were just smiling the whole time through the situation they were telling us. And even my wife had commented to them. She said, and almost tearfully, because she got really emotional, she said, I would not have realized you guys were going through these kinds of situations, right? And they said something to us. They said, we do not confuse our happiness with our joy, right? And that struck me and stuck with me for some time now, right? And I was thinking, how can I share this with you guys, the viewers, right? And how can we ourselves rely on that joy instead of happiness? Because those are totally different sometimes, right? So I don't have a quick, joy scheme, to share with you today, right? But I can share with you some things that when I maybe struggling a little bit and looking for that deep-rooted, opportunity in my life to smile more sometimes, right? So what do I do? And I think this can help you if you are struggling with those temporary happiness, right? Because maybe you think that a friend, a loved one, a husband or a wife, a significant other should be bringing you that internal joy. But realizing that those are just temporary happiness that you get, and not relying on that internal joy. So what do I do, Johnny? This is what I do, right? One of the first things I do is I try to look at perspective, right? I look at everyone's situation and say, maybe they're worse off than me, right? And that reminds me that maybe I'm struggling, but if I look at someone else's situation, and it brings that reassurance that I'm not doing that bad, right? Another thing I like to do is to maybe be generous with my time, maybe some money, or maybe even just picking up a phone and calling somebody and say, hey, how are you doing? I just been thinking about you. And that brings me internal joy, right? So today, here's my challenge to you guys today. My challenge to you guys is today is when we can't find that internal joy. And we're confusing the two. We're confusing our happiness with our joy. We're confusing those temporary feelings with our long-term, deep down rooted joy. When we're confusing the two, you can look for perspective. You can be generous, and you can give your time and call somebody. But anyway, that's my thought today. When you're struggling with something in your life and confusing the two, happiness and joy, look for a situation, look for an opportunity. You can be a blessing to someone else. Anyways, that's my thought today. Happiness versus joy, joy versus happiness. We can find it in those positive situations. But anyways, I love you guys. Be blessed. And don't forget to tell a friend. And if you ain't got no friends, you can come over to Tell a Friends and we can all be friends together by hitting that subscribe button. Anyways, I love you guys. Be blessed. Take care. Bye now.